Alright boys, what's happening? Welcome back to Season 3 of the My Team series on F1 2021 on the channel. Really excited to get into this season, boys. Today is the first race at Bahrain, of course. If you missed the pre-season video, which we did upload last week, make sure you go and check that one out, because you won't understand what's going on this season if you don't. We went through the brand new calendar for the year. We went through our brand new teammate, so you can see who is in that second car at the team. Make sure you check out the pre-season video before you watch this one, but if you've already seen that one, welcome to episode 1 of the series. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, with notifications turned on so you never miss an upload, boys. Can we get 10 likes with it being the first race of the season? We are back in Bahrain. As you can see, our car is towards the back end of the midfield. We're just above Alpine in the standings there, but we do have 2 chassis upgrades and 2 aerodynamic upgrades looking to come through, which should put us up into 3rd place in the constructors standings there, or in the vehicle comparison standings, I should say, just above McLaren and Ferrari, and just behind Red Bull once those upgrades come through, which should come through before the next race, which is going to be, I forgot now, but yeah, it should come through before the next race. China actually is what the next race is. So let's jump out on track anyway in the brand new car. The first time seeing our brand new livery out on track, looking very nice under the lights in Bahrain as we head into qualifying, braking just before the 100-meter board, down into second gear, sure shifting up into 3rd and 4th as we climb the hill, hit the DRS zone as early as possible, straddle the white line there, heading towards this right-hander, braking just before the curb starts. We could have gone a bit later on the brakes there and got some more time back, but now we head into the fast S section. We're going to stay in 6th, drop it to 5th for the right-hander. Very slow through there, but we managed to keep the car nice and stable. Very easy to throw the car off on one of the curbs there around the next hairpin now. As we head down towards turn 10, I think this is, absolutely hate this corner, and we go wide there, bouncing over the curb. Going to lose a lot of time there on that corner, hitting the DRS zone again. Second one on this lap on this circuit. Towards the end of sector 2 now, braking just before the 50, down into 5th gear, and then we're going to short shift into 6th gear as we get the car around, and then up into 7th for this right-hander, and we're going to spin, boys. It's the first qualifying session. We managed to catch it before we take any damage, but yeah, those tyres are going to be flat spotted. You can see the temperature of them there. We get out of the way of Dan Tickton in the Haas there, but yeah, those tyres completely done. We couldn't go again on those tyres, so we have to get a new set of softs and go through the same process again. But at least we have now a little bit of a delta time to, you know, see where we're gaining and where we're losing time. Very slow through turn 1 and 2 there, as you can see. We had a little moment and lost the rear slightly up through turn 2, climbing the hill. But hopefully we can improve on this delta time. You can see we are closing down to about 1.4 tenths. And now we are up. Like I said, we were very slow on the first lap through the fast S section there, and now we're 5 tenths up, coming through the hairpin, heading back down towards turn 10 again. Hopefully we can keep it on the track this time through turn 10. Are we going to be able to do it? No, we're not. We're going to bounce over the curb yet again, but it's going to be a decent exit, as you can see by the delta. Absolutely flying up, 6 tenths quicker than the previous lap. Down the DRS zone again into this left-hander. Can we keep the rear end stable? Maybe we should have put a bit more rear downforce on, but with the straights around Bahrain, I didn't want to put too much downforce on, and we managed to keep it nice and steady there. Down to 4th gear for the right-hander, avoiding the gravel on the left-hand side of the circuit there. Cost us a bit of time, having to take a tighter line through there, but heading towards the final corner now. Let's see, we brake very early there. Could have braked a lot later, but the delta does go up again. It's going to be 7 tenths quicker than the previous lap as we hit the DRS. That's only going to put us P17, boys. That is not good enough, you know. The cut-off point on my team, of course, is P16, so hopefully we can go again and improve on that. And as we come through turn 1 and turn 2 now, you can see we are up by nearly 2 tenths already just through turn 1 and turn 2. The previous lap we went red in the first sector, so there's definitely time to make up in that first sector alone. Maybe that can push us up into the top 16, and you see there we do go green in the first sector now, so that's what we love to see. Can we go green in sector 2 and 3 again? And then that should hopefully push us above that elimination point, you know, and up into the top 16. And boys, I can't wait to get to the race so you can see this car under the lights in all of its glory. I absolutely love the look of F1 cars under the lights. You know, they just look absolutely amazing. There's just something about it, with it being dark, with the lights on them. It just really makes the livery stand out. Obviously, if you missed the Qatar Grand Prix this weekend, that again, another race in the Middle East where we've got a race in the night time, otherwise it'd be too hot, of course, and it just looks amazing. We've got 2 more night races as well to end the season now, Saudi Arabia and Abu Dhabi, and I just can't wait for the end of this season and for those 2 races. It's been an absolutely crazy championship season, and hopefully we can have a crazy championship battle in our My Team series, which will of course carry on even when the real life F1 finishes. But you see Michael Schumacher, our teammate there, the first time we mentioned it in this video, Michael Schumacher in P8 there in Q1, and we just managed to get through to Q2 in P16 there. 3/10 behind Mick Schumacher in the Williams though. That is not what we like to see, boys. Now, Bahrain, it's an infamous one-stop track. The one-stop is very overpowered at Bahrain. If you remember in Season 1, me and Nico, I was going to say Nico Williams, but that's a Liverpool player. Me and Nico Rosberg went for a one-stop strategy, and it worked out for us. We both got into the points. I think we were P6 and P7, or P5 and P6, something like that. So I wanted to go for the one-stop, which would of course mean qualifying out of Q2 on the mediums. So I did a lap on the mediums to see if I had the pace, and I really didn't. Now, as you can see by the top right, the time is very limited in this session here because I did advance it. Obviously, track evolution, stuff like that. The track gets more rubbered in as you go through the session. You should, in theory, you should go quicker towards the end of the session. So I decided, let's advance the time a little bit. Then we come back to the garage and we have damage to the body of the car. I don't know how, and in the bottom right you can see there's only 40 seconds left, so I've really messed up there, boys, and we didn't get to set the time in Q2. Michael Schumacher through to Q3 though in his first race for the team on the soft tyres. He gets through there. George Russell in the Williams making it through to Q3 as well. Absolutely massive lap from George Russell there. So that is going to be Q2, and you can see we are 3 seconds off the cut-off point there. Let's get to the race and see what we can do from P16.
Months of rumour and speculation all come to an end today as we return to racing for the opening event of what promises to be an enthralling season. Welcome along then to round 1 of this year's Formula 1 World Championship. We go racing today around 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit, with 15 corners and 2 good passing opportunities into turns 1 and 4. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left tyre into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. A new season then, a clean slate where anything could happen. Anthony Davidson is with me today as we get another year of Formula 1 underway.
We're into those tense few minutes before the first race then. Everyone's a little bit nervous about reliability. They haven't been running in the hot, turbulent wake of other cars in practice, and they've not been pushing at 100% for long durations. Let's hope no one has to deal with any nasty surprises.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he starts from pole position. And it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Hamilton, Perez, Lando Norris and Ricciardo, Sainz, Leclerc, Michael Schumacher and George Russell, Ocon, Fernando Alonso, Mick Schumacher and Gasly, Vettel, the owner-driver, Yuki Tsunoda and Lance Stroll, Giovinazzi, Tictum, Latifi and Nikita Mazepin. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
There we have it, boys, the first grid of the season. We're going to go with the one-stop strategy, of course, medium hard here in Bahrain. As you can see, we're just lowering the fuel down to 29 laps because there are 29 laps in the race. We probably could have gotten even lower than that, but let's get into the race, boys. It's going to be 5 red lights here in Bahrain. It is lights out and away we go. Max Verstappen off to a flying start from pole position there, and it looks like we get off to a decent start as well as we head down into turn 1. There's 3 wide in front of us. We're going to send it up the inside there of Pierre Gasly. Can we get a line through turn 1? That's going to be George Russell in the Williams there, completely shutting the door, cutting us off. And there's going to be a Fernando Alonso up the inside of us. We managed to stay around the outside of the podium sitter, the man who got a podium in Qatar this past weekend. We're going to go late on the brakes around the outside of Pierre Gasly and George Russell. Can we get a double overtake there? No, we can't. We managed to get ahead of Gasly though. What a move that was. Now we're chasing down George Russell, who is on the soft tyres. Remember, he qualified in P10. He's lost 2 places already from the start. Michael Schumacher up into P7 from P9. We are chasing down the Williams of George Russell and Mick Schumacher. The 2 Williams cars are both in front of us now as we head through turn 10. You can see our driver's eyes there through the visor, looking very focused indeed. Hopefully we can get into that slipstream of the Williams, which seems to be a very fast car, boys. I don't know why or what this Williams have done, but they seem to be so fast. And as you can see, George Russell is 1.5 ahead of us as we head through turn 10. On lap 3 here, we've run very wide as well. DRS is going to be activated this lap. I do believe Pierre Gasly is the man behind us. He's going to have DRS heading down into this corner here. We're going to be wheel to wheel, side by side. We give him space up the inside. Can we get the switchback going? I try and make a tighter line to the apex round this right-hander. With the AI seem to take that right-hander just completely flat, bro. But if you go completely flat round there, you lose the rear end. So we're chasing down Pierre now. We do have Fernando Alonso behind us still, the man who leads the overtaking award in real life in the Formula 1. Hopefully he doesn't overtake us here, but you can see it's a very close battle between us, Pierre, and Fernando. Fernando closer to us than we are to Pierre, coming around one of the final corners here. And now we are in DRS zone of Pierre Gasly, as you can see, getting the slipstream. Can we make a move on Gasly? We're eyeing it up as we come through the final corner down the home straight. We're going to have DRS. We're going to use a lot of that battery charge that we have charged up there to try and catch Pierre down into turn 1. Pierre moves to cover the inside. We'll take the outside line. We're going to lift off a little bit as we head into turn 1. Strategic, because I wanted to get DRS for the next straight. As you can see, we lifted off there before the detection zone. We get DRS again, and we're going to use a lot of that battery again. Pierre, he's looking to cover the inside. We're going to go around the outside, late on the brakes. We did this same move on lap 1 to Pierre. Can we make it stick this time? It looks like we have an overtake around the outside of Pierre Gasly. A great move that we did on lap 1 again. We've just replicated it there. And now we are looking to catch the Williams cars ahead of us. But Mick Schumacher is 1.6 seconds ahead. And I've just realised Mick Schumacher in the Williams there, his dad also sharing the grid with him for the first time. Michael Schumacher obviously in our car. I think he's up in like P7 or something. He's in the pits currently though. Can we make up a few places on the pits here? Russell in the pits, Leclerc in the pits, Ocon, Norris, a lot of people in the pits there. We are up into P8, but there goes Pierre Gasly up the inside through turn 1. I slam on the brakes a lot earlier than normal to get that DRS for the next straight. As you can see, very tactical from me yet again. Tactical? Am I saying tactful? Is that even? That's not even a word, tactical. I don't even know what I'm saying, bro. But we go around the outside again, give Pierre a lot of space up the inside as to not cause a collision. There's a lot of runoff there through that turn on the outside. Very nice driving from us, bouncing over the curb there. That's dangerous. That could cause some damage. We're going to overtake some more people in the pits now. There is Carlos, Daniel, and Lewis in the pits. We're going to overtake them on lap 9. We are currently P6, and as you can see, actually, Lewis coming out in P8 from the pits there. We're going to be wheel to wheel again with Pierre. Great battle with Pierre this whole race. Me and Pierre, I think, at least for these first few races till we get some upgrades coming in, me and Pierre are going to be battling every single race, because that AlphaTauri car seems to be at the same-ish level as us, and Pierre seems to be the same-ish level driver as us as well, but he's not good enough to know the DRS trick that I'm doing here, to try and pull away on the straights. As you can see there again, we did the same thing. Mick Schumacher 5 seconds ahead of us now. I don't know if he's had a pit stop yet. I don't think he has, but he's pulled away a gap of 5 seconds as Max Verstappen overtakes him into P3. Verstappen with the fastest lap of the race, but there is a yellow flag coming up in Sector 2 here as we come through turn 10. We'll have to see what's happened. Sergio Perez is out of the session, boys. The other Red Bull, we were just talking about Max Verstappen, the other Red Bull, Sergio Perez, out of the session. Unfortunate for Sergio there. And somebody did say to me after the pre-season video, why didn't you go with the Honda power unit? Because I'm sure the Honda was 100 performance, 100 durability, but as you've just seen there, Honda power unit doesn't seem to be that reliable, and it's going to be a retirement on the first race of the season for Sergio Perez. Now, heading down the pit straight, Bottas is in the pits. We're going to overtake Bottas, but Lewis Hamilton is going to overtake us down into turn 1. We're going to have DRS on him again now. The same trick that you've seen every single lap so far. And I need to stop bouncing over that curb. You know, I was losing so much time going over that curb. You see how unsettled the car got. Now Valtteri has DRS on us, wants to make a move up the inside. We're going to let him do that. You know, our race is not with Valtteri. Like Pierre's engineers told him in Qatar, our race is not with Max. My race is not with Valtteri or Lewis, because they're just a league ahead, you know, in that Mercedes car. Towards the end of the season, we will be fighting Mercedes, but right now, first race of the season, we are not fighting Mercedes. We are fighting Pierre Gasly. I could have done a lot more to defend there, but Pierre goes up the inside, and you know the trick by now. We go wheel to wheel through turn 1. I'm going to bounce over the curb here and get my elbows out and push Pierre away, as we have DRS as well. And there goes Daniel Ricciardo. He's going to have DRS as well, and it looks like he's trying to make a move, but he had Pierre on his right hand side and us blocking him in. He had nowhere to go, but Ricciardo has made the move on Pierre Gasly. He's on the soft tyres. I wonder when we're going to pit. Our pit window should be coming up very soon. We want to pit before Pierre Gasly can make any sort of overtake on us. You know, we don't want Gasly to gain that track position before the pit window. Jeff just said in our ears that we're going to start losing some tyre grip around now, and yeah, I'm starting to feel it. We go wide through turn 10 off the track. Daniel Ricciardo is going to have DRS down this straight, and again, Ricciardo is not a car that we are fighting right now. That McLaren is leagues above us at the current stage in the season. Towards the end of the season now, or towards the next few races actually, we're going to start fighting McLaren again, like we did in season 2 for third place in the constructors standings. Hopefully we can take that third place this year, and hopefully we can turn third place into second or first place. You know, who wants third when we could actually go ahead and win the championship? But we're in P6 before we've pit. Mick Schumacher in the pits again for another stop, or that might be his first stop actually. I think that is his first stop. We dive into the pits. Pierre Gasly, I think he carries on. No, Gasly's in the pits as well. So is Fernando. So the two cars we were fighting with at the start of the race come into the pits behind us as Schumacher gets out already, and he's making his way down into turn 1. Schumacher with a great gap to the cars behind him there, and we have a 2.1 second pit stop. Very fast, very nice indeed, exactly what we needed to see. We come out on the hard tyres. Let's try and get these fired up for the last 15 laps of this race, or 16 technically if you include lap 14. Anyway, let's try and get these fired up, like I say, and we are in P16 where we did qualify for this race. A few laps later, overtaking some people that needed to pit. We are up into P12. Gasly again going to have DRS down this home straight. Now we try and defend a little bit, break the toe down into turn 1. Gasly's going to have a lot more speed though. Look at the gap heading into turn 1, but we try and get a nice line out of turn 1 into 2, and then up into 3 as we get the DRS activated. But I don't know if it's going to be enough, boys. Look at the gap that Pierre managed to create, the straight line speed there of the AlphaTauri. Obviously he had DRS open and stuff, but he managed to make a nice gap heading down into turn 1. Can we make any sort of move back on Pierre Gasly and try and claim that position back? You can see he's pulling away now, 7 tenths ahead. We're going to make that 6 tenths before the end of the straight. Now we have to worry about catching Gasly, but also defending from Fernando behind us, who is a very aggressive driver. But Gasly manages to pull away the gap to 1.5 seconds. He's gone into the wind, and Fernando again. Fernando doing the exact same as what Gasly did 2 laps ago, overtaking us with quite a significant gap there down to turn 1. We're going to have DRS again. I'm going to absolutely drain the battery to try and stick with Fernando, because if he gets past us like Pierre did, he's just going to run off into the distance, and I really don't want that. So we're going to try and follow as close as we can to Alonso, but it is obviously very hard to follow behind F1 cars because of the dirty air. We're going to be following Alonso down the straight now, and massively we don't get DRS. We're going to overtake George Russell in the pits there, and somebody else, I think it was Esteban Ocon in the pits. We're going to overtake them, stay in P12. We'll have DRS again on Alonso, but it's looking like the points might be out of reach right now, boys. Pierre Gasly in that last point spot, 2.5 seconds ahead with 9 laps to go in the race. Esteban Ocon, the man behind us, on fresh medium tyres. I think Ocon went with the hard medium strategy, whereas everyone else went for medium hard. Speak of the devil, he overtakes us around the inside there. Can we get a move around the outside? Can we get the switch back? No, nothing seems to be working this race for us. We need to try and catch this guy, because I really don't like Esteban Ocon, I can't lie. Every time I see him on track on this game, he crashes into me, bro. So every time I see this guy in my rear view mirrors, I think, oh god, here comes a collision. You know, can we try and catch this guy and overtake him? I don't even want to try and overtake him, because he might just crash into the side of us, you know, because that's just the type of driver this guy seems to be on this game. We have DRS though, coming through turn 10. Losing so much time through turn 10, that was really where we lose a lot of time on this track. I don't know how the AI take it so fast. Maybe it's just me, my racing line. Of course, it's just me. I need to get quicker through there, but it's so hard of a corner. So easy to lock up and then just completely go off the track. AI going flat out around that corner there as well. And you just can't do that because you'll lose the rear end. So it's one of them, boys. Sometimes you've just got to say, you know what, I'm a bad driver. But then sometimes you've got to say, I'm a good driver, but the game makes the computer better drivers, you know, and sometimes you just have to accept that. As we head down the main straight now on lap 20 of 29, looking to start at lap 21. Esteban creates a gap of 2 seconds to us, and now Esteban is 4.8 seconds ahead. He's overtaken his teammate Fernando Alonso, showing the pace that he had on those fresh mediums once he did get them out the pits, you know. So we are in quite a, what's it called, like a limbo zone. We've got Fernando 4.5 ahead. What's that? Yeah, I think it's limbo. You're in limbo. It's like between like life and death. But anyway, there's a yellow flag in front of us, and who's it going to be? It's going to be one of the Alpines. It's going to be Esteban Ocon. As you can see here, I think this is Alonso we are on board with, and that is Ocon in front, and his engine goes. So, like I mentioned with Sergio Perez Honda engine, why didn't you get the Honda engine? It just blew up in lap 1, or in race 1 of the season. Why didn't you get the Renault engine? It just blew up on race 1 of the season. We went with the Ferrari engine, so hopefully the reliability there is a lot better than what we've seen so far from the Honda and the Renault. So, like I was saying, we are in limbo. We are 5.3 seconds behind Alonso, not going to catch him in 4 laps, and we are 2 seconds ahead of Yuki Tsunoda as another yellow flag comes out. And Yuki Tsunoda, speak of the devil, let's see what he's done to cause a yellow flag as we come through to the hairpin here. He's going to head into his braking zone with his battery on. That was a bit weird, and he put his battery on mid corner as well. Very bizarre from Yuki there as he spins out. I do actually like Yuki Tsunoda, you know, as a driver in real life. I hope he does well at AlphaTauri next season. I'm hoping, you know, he's used to the car now after 1 season, and next season he can do some bits in that AlphaTauri, because obviously you've seen what Pierre can do with that car, at least in qualifying. You know, maybe not in the race, but in qualifying for sure. Next up behind us, now that Yuki Tsunoda's gone, we start lap 29 of 29, which is the final lap. Max Verstappen just crosses the line as we start our final lap, so we nearly got lapped by Verstappen on the first race of the season. But Sebastian Vettel is only 2 tenths behind us, boys. This is going to be tough fighting to the end of the lap. Obviously, he will have DRS in the zones. Lance Stroll also within DRS range, so we're going to come under heavy pressure from the Aston Martins before the end of this lap, boys. Lap 29 of 29. Obviously, there's no point at stake here, but to lose 2 places on the final lap of the race, no matter what position you are in, you don't want to be doing that. We leave the inside open a little bit there, coming through turn 10, and I think Sebastian had a little look up the inside to see if that door was open. Like Bruno Mars and Anderson Paak, they tend to leave the door open as well. And as we come through turn 10, you can see he had a little look up the inside, but we closed the door. Sebastian has to take to the curb to avoid any sort of contact. Could have been a disaster for me there. I could have caused a collision that took us both out the race on the final lap of the race. But we're going to cross the line. We see the checkered flag, the fireworks going off. We're going to cross the line in P12 on the first race of the season. Unlucky not to score points. We had points at one point. If we didn't let Pierre and Alonso past us, we would have got into the points. We do get driver of the day though. We don't get any points for that, but I think we get some money from our sponsor, so we'll take that up from P16 to P12 at the end of the race there. Hopefully once these upgrades come through in the car, we can stop scoring outside of the points and we can start fighting for podiums again, because it looks like Max Verstappen in that Red Bull, even Sergio Perez in the other Red Bull and the two Mercedes, it looks like they're just a league above yet again for another season. So hopefully once we upgrade our car and get those upgrades in, hopefully we can start fighting these guys, because I'm sick of seeing the same faces on the podium. It's going to be Max P1, Lewis P2 and Valtteri P3. Hopefully that is what the podium is for the rest of the season now. Well, just Max and P1 actually, because I want Max to win the Drivers' Championship and I want Red Bull to win the Constructors actually, so I don't want to see Lewis and Valtteri on the podium every week. Lewis making up one place there. Our teammate Michael Schumacher up from P9 into P8, 4 points scored on his first race of the season. Lovely consistency from Codemasters, as you can see. It goes Red Bull, then 2 Mercedes, 2 McLaren, 2 Ferrari. Lovely random number generator code in there from Codemasters, the people who make this game. You absolutely love to see the consistency. Not really, by the way. I would like to see some sort of jumbled up order and not just to see McLaren, Ferrari, Mercedes, you know, even Aston Martin, like, have some sort of difference, bro, you know what I mean, in the cars. Anyway, we've got China next. We should have 3 upgrades coming through, or 4 upgrades coming through before the Chinese GP. Let's advance in the calendar and see where we end up with that. As we go over to Michael Schumacher, just take a quick look at that guy. 100 rated still. Let's see, 4 upgrades coming through before China, and we only get 2 of them, boys. 2 of them come through and 2 of them fail. Let's head to the R&D section and see what we've got. So it looks like our drag reduction upgrade came through, which is absolutely massive for that 1 kilometre straight on the back of the Chinese circuit. But our rear downforce upgrade did not come through with that drag reduction upgrade though. We now have the second best aerodynamic package on the grid, just behind Red Bull. Now, our chassis is the middle of the road, as well as you can see by the board there, but our weight reduction upgrade has came through. Weight redistribution failed, unfortunately. We need that one to come back through. And we're going to rush this front downforce upgrade, I do believe, to try and get that before Imola, so hopefully there are no problems there, and that comes through. And I think we go for a tyre weight upgrade here. Yes, we do. We will get that after Imola. No point in rushing that one. We'll wait till after Imola to get that tyre weight upgrade, and then hopefully that will put our car pretty much top of the vehicle comparison chart. We need to save some money up to upgrade our engine facility and make sure we upgrade our powertrain engine power, because we are down on power with this Ferrari unit compared to other people as it is. So we need to make sure we get that final upgrade on the R&D tree and upgrade that engine power. With that being said though, boys, that is going to be the end of this episode. Hopefully you are excited for Season 3. Hopefully you are enjoying this content that I'm bringing to you. These videos take a lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of time. So hopefully you do enjoy it. Let me know by smashing the like button. Subscribe if you are new, and I will catch you next time, boys. Take it easy.